I'm sure everybody has heard by now that this week Facebook announced they were ending their fact-checking program, which they outsourced their censorship to various fact-suppressing third-party independent agencies, which then dumped information, facts, opinions, and often memes down the memory hole that Zuckerberg now admits were often true, as he is afraid that Facebook may go the way of MySpace. So he's trying to make Facebook great again. But the story gets even better because they also ended their DEI programs, their Democrats Employing Idiots program, the Didn't Earn It program, in an internal memo that has many Facebook staffers quite upset. On Friday, Meta's makeover continued when the company told employees it would end its work on diversity, equity, and inclusion. It eliminated its chief diversity officer role, ended its diversity hiring goals that called for the employment of a certain number of women and minorities, and said it would no longer prioritize minority-owned businesses when hiring vendors. I mean, what's next? Are they going to take the tampons out of the men's bathrooms? Oh, wait, what's this? That same day at Meta's offices in Silicon Valley, Texas, and New York, facilities managers were instructed to remove tampons from men's bathrooms, which the company had provided for non-binary and transgender employees who used the men's rooms and who may have required sanitary pads, two employees said. Tampon Tim, Kamala Harris's vice presidential running mate, sure isn't going to be happy about this. Years ago now, all of the big tech platforms installed tampon dispensers in the men's bathrooms because, well, you know why. They're insane. Joe Biden, who thankfully in less than 10 days will be evicted from the White House and no longer have to pretend that he is the president, is very upset about Mark Zuckerberg's new policies.
Walking away from fact-checking.
Fact-suppressing.
As well as not reporting anything having to do with discrimination regarding TPS.
TPS? What is he even talking about? Does anybody even know? I think he's talking about how they're not going to say that they're not going to censor posts anymore that make fun of transgender people, that refer to certain groups of people as having mental illnesses or being weirdos.
I find to be just contrary to American justice, the way we talk about one another. Telling the truth matters. I mean, I know I'm on national television, but you all are local reporters and national reporters. This is not a real question, but what do you think? You think it doesn't matter that they let be printed where millions of people read it, things that are simply not true? I mean, I don't know what that's all about.
It's about free speech, sir. It's about the First Amendment. It's also about lies, because the Democrats always lie and have to censor facts and opinions that undermine their agenda, even jokes.
It's completely contrary to everything America's about.
Censorship certainly is, sir, which is why we voted you out of office.
And the idea that, a billionaire can buy something and say, by the way, from this point on, we're not gonna fact check anything. And when you have millions of people going online, reading this stuff, it is, anyway.
California Governor Gavin Newsom is especially hurt by the new decision because he wants our facts and opinions about the disastrous management of California at the hands of Democrats, him being the governor, the mayor of Los Angeles, the lesbian mafia that runs the fire department. So he wants us to be censored because, well, we've exposed them to the entire country.
I ask you, we've got to deal with this misinformation. There were hurricane force winds of mis and disinformation, lies. People want to divide this country, and we're going to have to address that as well. And it breaks my heart as people are suffering and struggling that we're up against those hurricane forces as well. And that's just a point of personal privilege that I share that with you because it infects real people that are out there, people I meet every single day, people the mayor's been meeting with, and they're having conversations
about why there was a water shortage, why the mayor of Los Angeles decided to cut the fire department budget by over $17 million, why a bunch of lesbians are running the fire department.
Are not the typical conversations you'd have at this time, and you wonder where this stuff comes from.
It comes from the fact that numerous cities in Los Angeles, including the Palisades and Malibu Beach, have been completely destroyed, sir. Meanwhile, Mark Zuckerberg appeared on Joe Rogan's podcast yesterday looking like a wigger from the 1990s and revealed information that we've known for years, that the Biden administration was coercing Facebook to censor factual information about COVID and the lockdowns and the origin of the virus, etc., trying to pretend like he just didn't have any choice. They were yelling at him.
These people from the Biden administration would call up our team and like scream at them and curse, and it's like these documents it's all kind of out there.
Did you record any of those phone calls?
I don't think we but I think
I want to listen.
I mean, there are emails. the emails are published. It's all kind of out there, and
many of us were documenting this censorship day by day as it was happening, sir. Maybe you should subscribe to the Mark Dice YouTube channel.
And basically, it just got to this point where we were like, no, we're not gonna take down things that are true. That's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. Ridiculous that you did that millions of times. Like when they were censoring information about people pointing out that maybe that virus actually leaked from a lab.
And basically, it just got to this point where we were like, no, we're not gonna take down things that are true. That's ridiculous. They wanted us to take down this meme of Leonardo DiCaprio looking at a TV talking about how 10 years from now or something, you're going to see an ad that says, okay, if you took a COVID vaccine, you're eligible for, for this kind of payment, like this sort of like class action lawsuit type meme. And they're like, no, you have to take that down. And we just said, no, we're not going to take down humor and satire. We're not going to take down things that are true.
Oh, really? Then why did I get suspended for posting this Black Friday meme that I made showing a certain group of people saving 100% off on Black Friday by using promo code George Floyd? Your post goes against our community standards on hate speech, they said. Or this classic Joe and the Ho meme from back in 2020. That post, too, goes against harassment and bullying. Or this meme showing who was really behind the Jussie Smollett attack. Instagram took that down, gave me a suspension because that was bullying Mr. Smollett.
Then like all these different agencies and branches of government basically just like started investigating, coming after our company. It was brutal. It was brutal.
Wow.
And there is one of the key reasons why they're making all of these changes now, going back to their roots, as they say, because they know with the Trump 2.0 administration coming into power in about a week and a half, that the government could become an even bigger problem for them. But a major part of this story that a lot of people are glossing over, that's kind of getting buried under the ending of the fact-checking program, which they're really just transitioning into the community note feature, which they're stealing from Elon Musk, from Twitter, from X, which is much better because then at least the posts aren't going to get suppressed and censored. They're going to have the annoying little context box placed below them, like you see on a lot of YouTube videos. But at least they're not going to be blacking out the post, dumping them down the memory hole, or at least they say, at least not yet. But another major part of the story is that they are loosening, or supposedly already have loosened, the policies regarding the things that you're actually allowed to post. So you're not going to be suspended or banned for pointing out certain facts and opinions about transgender people or black people or other whack jobs. So this is, of course, being spun that they're opening the gates to hate, which means that supposedly we're going to be able to post memes like this again. I am a woman. Or this cartoon about if Santa was black. As you can see, he comes into the house and, well, instead of bringing the kid a bike, he is stealing the bike. Of course, no brand name conservative would dare post this, even if it wasn't going to get them suspended or censored, because they're a bunch of cowards and they don't want to be accused of being racist. Me, on the other hand, being your trusted independent media analyst who hasn't sold out to any brand name, corporate conservative news outlet, I think that it's long overdue that we make racist jokes great again. And when I say racist jokes, I mean, quote, racist jokes, supposedly racist jokes, racial jokes, jokes about race, jokes that are obviously true. So despite the fires in LA and some of the other horrible things that happened right at the turn of 2025, like the ISIS attack in New Orleans or the bizarre Tesla truck incident in Las Vegas, 2025 does have a lot of promise. A video game company has announced that they are no longer going to be including DEI in their games. So, of course, they're being denounced by some of the social justice gamer websites. Lords of the Fallen Studio embraces fear of the DEI boogeyman, they say, so they're very upset about this. They will not include any social or political agendas in their games. While some video games have recently taken the opportunity to embrace social or political agendas within their experiences, it is clear that many players do not appreciate this, and as a result, we have seen a number of high-profile releases underperforming commercially during the last year alone. Our games will always be developed to maximize player enjoyment and commercial success, and as such, we will not be integrating any social or political agendas into these experiences going forward, having observed the high risk this can present. Also, Disney recently quietly removed a transgender storyline from one of their series on Disney+. And Jared Taylor got tired of Elon Musk not reinstating his banned account, despite supposedly standing up for free speech, and since no mainstream conservative pundits on the right, none of the YouTubers, nobody at the Daily Wire, or PragerU, or The Blaze, literally zero would dare mention that Jared Taylor was still banned from the platform, or that his book, White Identity, Racial Consciousness in the 21st Century, was banned from Amazon 5 years ago, despite being published a decade ago. Just dump down the memory hole, because when Wikipedia calls you a white supremacist, then the mainstream conservative pundits are afraid to dare defend you because they don't want to lose the privilege of being in that inner circle of power. So Jared Taylor just decided to start a new account. And to Elon's credit, he hasn't been banned. Same thing that Gavin McInnes had to do. Gavin McInnes' account was never restored, so he finally just started a new account. And you may recall we had to shame Elon into restoring Alex Jones' account. One of the few that wasn't restored after the initial purchase, along with Jared Taylor, who, again, none of the free speech advocates really want to be seen defending him. And would you look at that, just in the last several days alone, he has amassed over 70,000 followers, which has upset several Conservative Inc. pundits on Twitter who denounced his return. In case you missed it, a few weeks ago, I did what's kind of becoming my annual video about Amazon banning certain books that nobody in Conservative Inc. will dare talk about. So if you missed it, just go and look up my previous video with this wonderful thumbnail showing Amazon employees banning books, and it's titled, "The Truth About Amazon's Secret Book Purge That Conservative Media Won't Tell You." Shout out to my friend Gary Franchi over at the Next News Network, who gave me some fantastic tips about how to up my thumbnail game. I think my t-shirt game is pretty tight though, and I am working on some new designs that I'll be releasing over the next maybe month or so and later this year, so stay tuned for those. But this weekend you can get free shipping on any of my designs by using the promo code 2025 at the checkout. So order your classic Trump Fight shirt, your Christ is King shirt, a MAGA Mafia shirt, or any of my awesome designs, all available in a t-shirt, long sleeve, and a hoodie, and a whole bunch of different colors as well. So head on over to markdice.com and click the link in the description below. Enter the promo code 2025 at the checkout to get free shipping in the US this weekend, and check them out.